Thank you all for being here. My name is Majid Salishpour. I'm the Political Director for Organization of Iranian American Communities. We want to get the program started. Let me tell you guys a little bit about our organization. We are an organization of Iranian Americans spread across 40 states in the United States.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're enjoying lunch. Thank you all for coming. I'm Lincoln Blumefield, and I have the high honor today of introducing our special guest and having a conversation with him after his remarks. This is an ironic task because Newt Gingrich is known to everyone in this town and everyone in this country. He's quite famous and deservedly so, former Speaker of the House. He's well known originally for bringing the Republicans back into the House of Representatives as a majority in 1994, campaigning on the contract with America.
Thank you all for coming out today. This is a very interesting time. I think that the President, in his October 13th decision and speech to not recertify, actually, I think, followed just about exactly the right path. He didn't break out of the agreement, but he communicated that the agreement was vulnerable. He also reminded all of us that the agreement's not just about nuclear weapons, but that the way the Corker-Cardin bill was written, part of decertification can be a function of national interest and a function of activities other than the nuclear program. And I think in that sense, it was a watershed event for him to say, this is not going well enough for me to be able to certify as president that it's in our national interest to continue it. But at the same time, I think it was prudent to not leave the agreement, but rather to say the agreement has to be revisited, it has to be rethought, and it may well have to be renegotiated.
Heard. Mr. Speaker, as you started by saying this is not about nuclear. It sort of is, but it's about a lot more than nuclear. I guess my question is there anything about nuclear that you think the Congress can do? This is kind of unusual. Executive branch usually likes to hold the football and keep it from Congress. Certainly, President Obama presented a final agreement to Congress. But so Congress now has an opportunity. What should Congress do, first of all, with the nuclear agreement?
Well, let me say, first of all, I think this is part of a pattern that the Trump administration is beginning to establish that nobody in the elite media understands yet. But whether it's talking about the Dreamers, or it's talking about the need for appropriations for the health insurance program, or in this case, it's talking about implementation of the Corker-Cardin bill, the president's actually pretty comfortable saying, I'm not going to exercise presidential power here. This is a congressional responsibility, and Congress ought to do its job. And it's actually a very refreshing and very different than you would think, given how people interpret Trump's personality. But he's actually been very willing